I am happy to report that the 49ers continue to get positive news, more and more positive news, so much to break down in this video. So make sure you don't go anywhere, subscribe so you don't miss out on all of the future videos, because there's so much going on with rookie minicamp, signings, all of that crazy stuff. I did a video earlier about a couple of guys, one being Drake Jackson being removed from the 49ers roster, waived, whole thing there, plus a first-round draft pick that was just signed. Make sure you go watch that one, because that one's an interesting one too. But let's get into the big news that so many positive updates we got to get to today, starting with this guy, Christian McCaffrey. If I missed this one yesterday because I was so busy trying to get you guys positive stories that I missed out on this. Clay Kubiak, offensive coordinator now, said this about Christian McCaffrey. Christian's doing great. He looks awesome, and we're pumped. So pumped up that he's out there working every day. So I look forward to getting him back out there full time. But just wait, there's more that he just said. But before I get to that, I just wanted to say, we all know the value of Christian McCaffrey. I don't have to explain to you why it's a big deal that Christian McCaffrey gets healthy. We saw what it looked like last season without Christian McCaffrey. We saw what it looked like even when we had J.P. Mason out there absolutely cutting up a storm for the first several games of the season. We saw Isaac Guerrero starting to show some burst himself and having some opportunities throughout the season. But despite all of that, both of them also dealt with health issues. And on top of that, so far, we don't really have anybody who can do quite what Christian McCaffrey can do. Here's what Clay Kubiak went on to say, which is absolutely crazy. Listen to this. You guys saw in 2023 how important he is to what we want to be as an offense. He's an elite player, and we're going to do everything we can to give him the ball as much as we can. And yeah, his health is really important. He's one of our central players on offense. We want to hand him the ball. We want to throw him the ball. How he changes defenses when he's on the field, for how they have to play us in certain coverages, putting more guys in the box to stop the run, like it has an effect on the opponents. Okay, all of that makes great sense, but did you catch what he just said? He's an elite player, and we're going to do everything we can to give him the ball as much as we can. And yeah, his health is really important. So we just answered two very important questions about how the 49ers are planning on approaching Christian McCaffrey this season. Number one, they're going to continue to give him the ball as much as they can. They're just going to keep giving him the rock. I would like to convince myself, as I do every single year, that this is going to be the year where they're going to give him 70% of the snaps and give somebody else 30%. Or maybe even, goodness, you could go 60-40. That would be crazy, because Christian McCaffrey would be healthy when you get to the playoffs. But no, they're not. They're going to run Christian McCaffrey hard, as they always have. You can call it a mistake if you want. I'm just telling you what's about to happen. That's the way this reads. There's obviously a chance that this is just putting the same old message out there, but with different plans in truth, and they're just trying to hide what they're going to do. I don't think that's realistic. I think the reality is that they're going to do what they've always done with Christian McCaffrey, which does run the risk of him getting injured. So we'll have to wait and see how it actually plays out, of course. But I would say this is good news with a tinge of disappointment on my end. But what do I know? I'm not Kyle Shanahan. Let's talk about Brock Purdy, okay? Now, don't jump away from the video yet, because there's an update on this. What I'm showing you right now is from yesterday, okay? Don't jump, though, okay? Brock Purdy was listed by CBS post-draft QB power rankings at number 10. So he made the top 10 list, okay? Now, the list, you guys know how I feel about lists. Like, I'm okay with them. I'm not like die hard, gotta have them, because I think lists in this case are actually quite unuseful. But let's just go off of what they said about this top 10 list, and then I'll tie it back to why it's relevant right now. Did the injury-propelled woes of San Francisco's 2024 season end up dragging Purdy into the mercurial territory? Yes, but he's been superb as Kyle Shanahan's point guard for the majority of his 3 NFL seasons, and people still don't give him enough credit for the way he extends plays. Okay, so far, you're like, yeah, I like what you said. And I like that he's top 10, because I feel that way. I feel like, top 10's tricky, because I think when you go to tier 1, tier 2 goes beyond top 10. And I feel much better with the tier systems than I do with the top 10s. I think it's kind of tricky. If you wanted to do it on a specific metric, for example, then it would be a little easier. But whatever, okay? He's a top 10 quarterback. I like that. I'm comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with a lot of other things on this list, which is why I'm not going to say it like it's the best thing in the world, because that's not how I'd write. That's not the way I'd order the top 10. I'll put it to you that way. But then today on Breakfast Ball, Mark Schlereth went out and said something kind of outrageous. Give this a listen.
Brock Purdy proves he's a top 5 quarterback. Mark it down. Like that. Brock Purdy, when you look at Brock Purdy, one, from the neck up, decision making. He gets through progressions like none other, and then yards per attempt. I don't even know what that means, but he's first in that. That means it's good. Nerds love that stuff. It means you throw it deep all the time. Passer rating, he's second in the NFL since he came in to the National Football League. Yards, third. Completion percentage, fifth. I mean, he is unbelievable, and everybody just wants to point to the fact that, oh, they have so many weapons, they're so good. He proves that it's a lot about Brock Purdy and not as much about all the weapons around him, because they got rid of guys. They got rid of Deebo. They've got guys that are coming off of injury. Brock Purdy proves that he's a top quarterback.
Look, I've been saying it for a couple of years now. You've been with me, so we're in lockstep on that. I don't want to say it's hatred, but the refusal to acknowledge how good Brock Purdy is, and the lame excuse of, well, he's only good because he's surrounded by good talent. Troy Aikman was only good because he's surrounded by great talent. Joe Montana was only good surrounded by great talent. Steve Young and blah, 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 blah.
Right,
so
on and go.
I love it. And he has been one of the 9 guys in my top 5 for a couple of years now. So
he's one of the top 8 guys in my top 5.
So
he's right there.
Okay. Well, there's so much to break down here, but let's just talk about a couple things that he said. I will point out, by the way, he did reference 4 different quarterbacks in that, including Troy Aikman. The only non-49er was Troy Aikman. Every other guy was a 49er, obviously. But anyway, whatever. So I love the take. It's a strong take from Mark Schlereth, basically saying at his prediction at the end of the season, everyone's going to be talking about Brock Purdy as a top 5 quarterback. Let's go, dude. I'm here for that. I'm ready for it. They also had some sweet B-roll of Brock Purdy throwing perfect passes, absolute dimes, etc., whatever. And then he, of course, quoted yards per attempt, 9 yards per attempt, first since his first career start. He's second in passer rating at 106.2 since his first career start. He's third in passing yards at 9,242 since his first start. He's fifth in completion percentage since his first start at 67.7. So, and that's among quarterbacks with 30 plus starts. Okay, so obviously, all that being said, you guys, I'm going to take that as a huge positive that you've got guys like Mark Schlereth knows ball. Okay. He reminds me a lot of Brian Baldinger in terms of what his knowledge is and kind of where his, he kind of leans toward offensive line a lot of times, but the quarterback knowledge from an offensive lineman point of view is really interesting to me. It always has been. And so I very much appreciate the Stink's point of view on this one. And you let me know in the comments if you disagree. I'm not sure I'm ready to go top 5, but as a prediction, do you feel like he could be there at the end of the season? Absolutely. That would be awesome. I would love to have it. So many other things we got to get to. We're already 8 minutes into the video, so I'm going to go real quick here. Special teams coordinator yesterday, we didn't talk about this. Brent Boyer said that Jacob Cowing, Ricky Pearsall, Trent Taylor, that was intentional, and Junior Bergen will compete for the punt returner job. Obviously, let's put the writing on the wall as it is. I think Trent Taylor doesn't have a shot to be the punt returner this year. I don't know. Maybe Brent Boyer really values a safe punt returner. I don't think so, and I'll tell you why in a second, but I think Trent Taylor's probably best case scenario practice squad guy for the 49ers. There's a lot of talent that are fighting for that wide receiver position. We're talking about wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6. If they do 6 again this season, those are the 2 options basically for a lot of guys. Tariq Owens, there's a lot of guys who are vying for that 5 spot, 6 spot. So Jacob Cowing, of course, is considering himself in the mix. You just drafted 2 technically wide receivers. So there's a lot of guys that are going to be vying for those top spots. I think that I'm assuming Junior Bergen is going to be the favorite when it comes to punt returner because that's how Kyle Shanahan talked about him. However, will he be able to make the 53 if he's only a punt returner? Absolutely not. Kyle Shanahan also talked about his need to kind of prove it on other areas. Brent Boyer talked about that as well, saying this. 49ers special teams coordinator Brent Boyer speaks highly of rookie return specialist Junior Bergen. If you want to say he has the it factor, he does. He's one of the hardest workers on the team. He's a great kid. Of course, alludes also to his son who played for Montana. And so both of them are on the same team. So he knows a little bit more about this guy than the average player. But he was a great returner. And so that definitely, puts him in the spotlight as a potential punt returner. All that being said, it's not going to be enough for him. Can he put all that hard work that Boyer talked about into getting himself on the team as a member of the 53? It's going to be a tough go of it. Let's keep going, though, into some other news. Oh, and we got to talk about the numbers that you know what to look for. If you didn't already see this, screenshot this so you know what the players' numbers are for camp. These are the numbers you're going to want to know for all these rookies, of course, that you'll see out there. Jordan Watkins, Marquise Siegel, Connor Colby. I don't know why I went in that particular order. Alfred Collins, Nick Martin, Upton Stout, Jordan James, CJ West, and Mykel Williams. These are the guys that you're going to want to know their numbers. I don't know why I did that little loop-de-loop thing there, but there you go. You have the numbers. Let's keep going, though. We've got a couple more things. CJ West talked about what separates him from everybody else, saying this: I got a really quick first step, but I feel like my game is how violent I am when I play. I play with a lot of violence. Where does that fit? Where does that mentality fit? With the 49ers. That's absolutely the mentality of the 49ers defense, at least what it's supposed to be. I want to abuse offensive linemen as much as I can and just wear them down throughout the game. I play really quick. I have a quick first step, and I can move laterally really quick as well, but my violence is what really shows out on film and what kind of separates me from everybody else, and so we'll be looking for it. CJ, that's what we're going to be looking for, and we're excited to hear it. We're excited to have it. That's it. Rookie minicamp's here. I already talked about that, so we're going to call it good in this video. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out, because there's so much going on with rookie minicamp, all the signings, all that stuff. Check out my other video from this morning or from earlier today if you didn't see that yet. And, yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Appreciate you guys.